the next issue that we're going to talk about is the Not So Good Times, the animated show. We addressed this before, but Floyd X, I thought it was Big Cuz, but I think it's you. Do you got something in this that sort of like background thing that's playing? Hold on a second, let me mute it. Yeah, exactly was you. So unmute yourself when you got something to say. But the not so good times are animated. So we were talking about it just because of the uproar it was, as far as messing with an iconic show, the good times was, and then we heard what the show was, how their take on it was going to be, and we weren't cool with it. And the reason why we're doubling back to it, some of us have actually seen it. And I will say this: I watched the first episode. I thought it was bad. I mean, I just thought it was not good, and it did make me laugh like maybe once or twice. I mean, there was definitely one good laugh in that show, but my overall experience was that it was bad. But I told the Focus Up family, I said, look, I need to watch a second and maybe a third episode before I can really offer a responsible opinion. And I finally got around to watching the second episode last night, and I'm gonna tell you right now, the second episode was hilarious. It was hilarious. And the third episode was very funny too, but it was also very political. It had a lot to say. So I'm just saying that if you don't see it, you don't really have the proper context to address it. I understand that there's things about it that we don't like. Go ahead. What were you going to say?
Let me ask you this, Mr. Nice Guy. Was it funny enough? Does it overcome the idea that this is like a third generation still living in the same, the Cabrini Green projects, which has been destroyed and demolished, doesn't exist anymore? Does it add context? Is it that it's funny enough to watch, knowing that the true historic history of it?
Yep. In fact, they leaned into the history of the first show, and that contributed to what I thought was bad about it. But when they went on to the second show and the third show, it was an island unto itself. I mean, I understand that you look at the fact, you see the setting, it's reminiscent, it's the actual apartment. But I mean, it's its own story, it's its own cast, its own people.
Wait,
really
hold
disconnected.
on. I never saw the show, but guess who are vehemently, I hope I said that right, opposed to the show? Thelma, still alive. JJ, still alive. John Amos, he a little out of his mind, but he against it. And Michael. They all are opposed to the show. They say it's making a mockery of their historic black show.
Walk. No BS. I heard that JJ said this show is not dynamite.
Exactly.
I going to say something serious.
Exactly. Me too. But real talk. But those, it's a total mockery. I saw when they had gunshots from project building to project building, like on a fucking 20th floor. How is that helping black people in any type of way? I remember with Good Times, we used to see a positive message. JJ Pops found a bag of money and he turned it back in. He was showing like you got to have more character and not no baby drug dealer, a baby in a crib drug dealer. Come on, bro. I don't have to see the show. And guess what? I will never watch the show ever in life.
Hey, let's not act like John Amos left the show because of the super cooning that was actually done on Good Times. Let's not give it a total free pass. We understand that the JJ character was an absolute coon pretty much the whole time. So I mean,
exactly.
No, let's not be too confused.
JJ was trying to talk to chicks, a good black role model. I'm not this. I'm talking.
Anyways, but like I was saying, I'm just saying,
Mr. Nice Guy. Look, Mr. Nice Guy. This is where you're failing at, in my opinion. Yeah. You say he left the show because of the cooning. Look, he wasn't trying to leave the show because of cooning. He was trying to get the Caucasians who had the power to adjust the show, make it more black orientated, more realistic.
And they didn't.
And so they killed him. They killed him off.
Yeah, and I'm just saying, and I'm not, and I'm giving him all the props in the row. But my point is that they didn't.
Yes, he is. Yes. Thumbs up, Nice Guy. Thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm saying that they didn't because he stayed on the show.
Tony Boy.
He even got more. He even got more ridiculous over time. So I'm just saying that. Look, I'm not knocking the show. I love the show.
But
this is my point. First of all, there's black
baby with a gun.
There's stories. Stewie's got all type of guns. When we do something, it's this big political thing. When white people do stuff, it's just white people doing stuff. I understand when you say that you don't want that that visual of us because you especially don't want that to be the only representation of us. I completely get that, but I mean, again, this is a story that's an island unto itself. It's a cast of characters,
Okay,
an island
but
unto
to
itself.
piggyback on what Mr. Nice Guy said, you have to look at when the Good Times show was on. That was during black exploitation. You guys understand what I'm saying with that? Uh, there was a role that so-called
Yes,
people
sir.
that looked like us on this panel right now. There was a role that
It was
Hollywood
post black
made us
exploitation.
portray.
It was post black exploitation, and they came up with a
No,
more
no,
realistic
no. It
role.
was not. I mean, no. If you're looking at times, it was doing black exploitation.
Exploitation.
Well,
It's
look. Let's be very clear about something. John Amos's character was an extremely strong black male figure. I
that's
mean,
He
right.
was.
when you talk about Michael, Michael was talking about Farrakhan on this show. So let's not act like they were. Florida Evans was the epitome of a strong black mother. I mean, they had some elements on there that were absolutely positive and great. I mean, again, I'm not knocking the show. It was an intelligent show, but I'm just saying, let's not act like JJ, who was the star of the show, was an absolute clown. I mean, and
He wasn't.
sorry,
What are you talking about?
what'd you say?
JJ was a painter, trying to make it as a painter, had a few shows and people supported him from the hood. Remember, Sweet Daddy used to support, like give him money. Drug dealers used to give the brothers that's trying to make it money. They would help out. But that was a positive way just to
Oh,
show,
wait, wait,
like,
wait. Was so you saying
but
JJ
hold on,
wasn't a
hold on,
clown?
hold on. But see, they were showing it was more than just like, yeah, I'm a drug dealing baby, or yeah, put your foot in it, and then she's literally putting her foot in the pot and say, yeah, dang, that ain't what this is, bro. That was never what Good Times was about. Good
No,
Times was
but
a
hey,
real show.
hey, but check it out. Somebody just put up a comment that Good Time was soft tap dancing, which is what I just said.
Had some
It was
soft top
A
black
dancing.
family living
Shout
in
exploitation.
out,
the
Somebody
projects
just put it up.
hey, shout out to
in
Born
a
Alive. We all know
two-bedroom
who that is.
apartment.
We hey
JJ
we
Michael sleeping on the pull-out couch. The
again,
girl gets the
JJ.
room.
Hey, JJ
That's
was
real life.
hey, it's real life, but JJ was a clown and he was actually a coon character. I mean, I'm just come on, I'm just
How?
you know, huh?
Give me an example.
Hey,
Dynamite.
I mean, he just
but you know what though? One other thing. Do me a favor, please. Block Jason.
I got you, man. Yeah. So, anyways, oh man, hey, that was a good one right there. But yeah, I mean, look, there's a lot of positive elements about it, and look, everything doesn't have to be a best example of us. We have the Cosby Show. Here, let me do this. Check this out. We have the Cosby Show, which was a great example of a beautiful black family. A doctor and a lawyer, and you know what I'm saying, living in upper middle class or whatever you want to say about it. I mean, the bottom line is you had an example of this shining black family, and we can't even watch this on TV now because the actor behind it got into some real bad, terrible things. And I'm just saying that, you can look at things on an island and just appreciate the art for it is. And on that same note, I'm just telling you, if you watch episode 2, watch episode 3. I don't know what's going on after that. I haven't seen it. I'm just saying that there's a lane for this. And for all of these people that are putting they're putting their nose up about this. I wonder what your take was on the Boondocks, because I feel like the Boondocks was like was a terrible. Oh, we're gonna talk about what Born Law just said, but I think that Boondocks was a terrible example of black people. I felt like that every single character on that show was a bad example of black people, except for the one kid Huey. So but yeah, now put that Born Law comment on. Let's talk about that. That's a very interesting take. He said he thinks Florida was the real villain. She always hindered the family from coming up with some half-assed Christian moral code. Now, this is a little this is a legitimate tact on it. He's talking about the fact that I mean definitely when you talk about the white Jesus episode, um, uh, that's a legitimate position to take. I'm not going to touch that because we understand that
Yeah, yeah,
religion
because Jesus
religion.
was not white.
That's not the point. I'm saying that
I
we
know,
know
no,
that
no, but I'm gonna
we
let you
understand.
go. Go
We,
ahead, go ahead, do your
we,
thing.
we know that religion has been used against and to keep black people down. It's actually been used to keep people down. In period. So we're not saying that there isn't truth behind the what the religion is based on. We're just talking about the institutions that are crafted out of the religious history that that have been used to oppress black people, and that probably was a
The
showcase of
next
a lot of
guy,
those things on that show.
nice guy.
What's up?
To call her a villain is extreme.
It's an extreme for me, but coming from where he believes, and you talk about he's a 5%er, this logic, they believe that this religion, most of this religion, is basically oppressed us.
Well,
They basically
actually,
white
really,
people.
nice guy. One second. I think this is probably a segue, a next topic for next week's show. Religion.
All right,
You see
thank
what I'm
you, Mr.
saying?
Showrunner. Thank you,
Huh?
Mr. Showrunner. We appreciate your input.
Hey, I'm just thinking we're out of time.
Yeah,
We're out of time.
we actually
But
are.
hey,
It's,
listen, before we go, Mr. Big Cuz, you got any last words to say?
hey man,